Hello there, I'm right here. Today we're going to be taking a look at how to use the shape tool effectively. Stay with me. Alright, effective use of the shape tool. The shape tool is one of the loveliest, most wonderful tool you can use during your work in Coreldraw. Alright, it can help you shape any object that is in your page into whatever you want it to. It's one of the most used illustration tools that you can use to do your illustrations and do your logos depending on what you want to create. Okay, so how does this shape tool work? Let's put some objects here and see how it works. Alright, I'm going to click a rectangle here, create an ellipse, a circle. I'm going to choose the freehand tool, create a line. Alright, let's create actually a straight line instead. Then I'm going to create a shape by drawing with the freehand tool. Alright, so how does the shape tool work? Actually, let's start with the line. When I select the line, I'd like you to watch here. Alright, if I choose the shape tool, these handles turn into nodes. Alright, and these nodes are the way the shape tool works. The shape tool cannot work well without these nodes. Alright, so once the nodes are created, you can manipulate this line. I can now change this line to curves. Alright, so these handles here are the shape handles. So if I drag here, I can reshape this line to anything I want. Alright, I can reshape it to anything I want. So that is it. And I can add extra nodes here. If I want to manipulate them more, I can add extra nodes here. Okay, making it look more wonderful. So you can add any amount of node you want to manipulate your object to your test. Alright, now there's something that shows up here. When I added this node, this properties showed up. Okay, now this one is converting to line. Alright, and this one is converting to curves. So there is the same thing with working with this shape right here. Okay, once I click it, it changes the handles to nodes, right, and giving me a node handles that I can use to manipulate this curve the more. As the line, I can add more nodes to manipulate this object. If you look at these properties here, these icons here help you manipulate in different ways, right? This one is a cusp node. It has a way it works. It works mostly with angular nodes. Okay, if I click it, see, it has been chosen. So as it has been chosen, it only creates angular sides. Alright, if I choose this property right now, it says smooth nodes. I can now convert this nodes to smoothen nodes. Alright, converts automatically, and I can manipulate it anyhow I want it to be. Okay, if I choose this one, it has a different thing. It says symmetrical node. Right, so it depends on what you want to do. Those properties can help you. You can play around with it and know how it works, okay, to help you manipulate your object. Okay, now it brings us to something very important I want you to note with this circle and the rectangle. Now, if you notice, if I choose the shape tool right now, the circle is showing only one node, which I can use to change to a pie or change to an arc, which is not what I want to do. I actually want to manipulate this circle, maybe to shape it to something else like I'm using with this one. Alright, so why is it not showing those nodes that I can add? Even if I click here, I can get any nodes. You see, I'm clicking, there are no nodes coming out. So why is not doing that? The reason is that these ones are curves. Okay, the line and this one, this thing that I drew here that I don't know what it is, they are curves. Okay, to shape this circle, I'll have to convert it to a curve before I can be able to shape it. So how do I convert to curve? You either go to object, convert to curves, and the hotkey for that is Ctrl Q. So if I click here, it converts to curve. Let me undo. Then I do Ctrl Q. Once I do Ctrl Q, converts to curve. So I can now have nodes to shape these tools to anything I want. Now you see, once I click any node, it brings out the handles for me to shape the tool. So that's how you can shape an object that is not a curve. Alright, you can do the same thing with this rectangle. Let's choose the rectangle. So you can see if I choose the rectangles, I don't have the nodes. Alright, all I have is the handle that I can use to shape the corners to a rounded corner. Alright, that's the only thing I can do with this rectangle now until I change it to a curve. So let's do that. So hold on Control, then press on Q to change it to a curve. Now it becomes a curve and it has nodes. So I can add extra nodes to change it to whatever I want to. So I drag this node right here and change it to anything I want it to look like. So that's one of the ways you use the shape tool to manipulate your objects. You can also manipulate text objects to make it look anyhow you. Let's try it out. So let's say I write something here, text. Let me change the size of the text so we can see it more, and drag it here and increase it. So this text, if I choose the shape tool, I still have to do the same thing I did with the rectangle and the circle before I can manipulate this. I can only extend and shift the spacing of this text and nothing else. I can shift it or shrink it, okay? Get it closer to each other. That's the only thing I can do right now with the shape tool. But if I convert this text to a curve by holding on Control and pressing on Q, you see, the text becomes a curve. So I can manipulate this text right now. So if I hold on any node, I can move it. Alright, this is one of the wonderful ways most people create their logos. Okay, you see a logo. This T can be dragged around this text, and you're wondering how they did it. So this is how they do it. Let me undo. You can drag two nodes. Likewise with these shapes here, you can drag two nodes and drag them to an extreme. Alright, let's try that out. To do that, you have to, this node is already chosen, I can hold on the shift key and choose the second node and drag it to anywhere I want. Okay, now you can see it's moving around, but if I want to constrain it, I don't want it to move around, I want it to go on a straight line, I can go hold on the Control key. Once I hold on the Control key, it is constrained. Alright, so I can get a straight line to where I want it to be. Okay, one other thing you can do rather than clicking on the nodes is using your mark key with the shape tool. Click and drag and choose the nodes you want. Alright, I can also hold on Control again to constrain it to the direction I want. Okay, you can even click on you can choose more than two nodes. Alright, so I can choose. Alright, you see it has highlighted more nodes, this one, and these two, the first two. So I can shape them to anything I want. Alright, so these are some of the ways you can use the shape tool effectively. Alright, so you can go ahead and play around with this properties, alright, to know how it works, know how it can help you out. Alright guys, if you like this video, you can give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to help our channel grow, and don't forget to hit the bell button. Click on it so that you get notifications of new videos that we're posting right here. Okay, see you in the next video.